We need new stories. The old ones, the old myths, they just don't quite seem to fit the world we're living in anymore. So what comes next? Well, that's what we're going to explore today with the birth of the Ember Weaver.
Okay, let's just cut right to it. You know the one, right? The classic hero's journey from Joseph Campbell. The hero leaves the village, goes into the great unknown, slays the dragon, and comes back with some kind of prize. Well, the central idea we're looking at today is that story, it's burned. It's done. It just doesn't work for the challenges we face now.
And you can really see the difference laid out here. So on one hand, you have the old hero. What did they need? Courage, right? To fight some big monster out there. And the story was over when they got home. But this new archetype, it's totally different. They don't need courage, they need thread. And the battle isn't with the dragon, it's with the fire in the silicon. Think about that. The endless scroll. And the end goal? It isn't just getting back home. It's about trying to find some kind of coherence, some meaning, in the middle of all this digital chaos.
Okay, so why? Why is that old story burned? What's so different now that the old map just doesn't work?
Think about it. The world that old hero left behind, it was stable. It was a known quantity. They could go on their adventure and trust that home would pretty much be the same when they got back. But our world, not so much. The ground is constantly shifting beneath our feet. It feels like it's unraveling in real time.
And this leads us right into the first huge trial of this new journey. It's got a name, and it's a powerful one. The Great Unraveling.
And this is such a key idea. The Great Unraveling, it's not a dragon you can just go out and slay. The metaphor here is so good. It's like trying to weave a tapestry that's constantly dissolving in your hands. You're working on it, but it's falling apart at the same time. It's a process, not an opponent.
And here's where it gets really personal. We talk a lot about our attention being stolen, but this idea goes deeper. It's not just stolen, it's disintegrated. It's shredded into a million tiny pieces. Think about it. It's like you can't find a single thread of thought long enough to actually make sense of anything. That's the feeling.
So what happens when everything's unraveling? A new kind of figure has to emerge, right? And that's exactly what this story proposes. This is the birth of the Ember Weaver. The text lays this out, almost like a little comic strip, a sequence of 5 moments. So let's go through it. First, the glow. Your hands, maybe they're scarred from just trying so hard to build things. They start to glow this faint orange. Then, the scatter. Little embers lift off your palms like fireflies, all chaotic. Then comes the knot. Your fingers start doing something new. You're not hammering anymore. You're tying. You're connecting things. But then, boom, the fracture. That little pattern you just started creating, it shatters because your phone goes off. A notification just blows it apart. And here's the most important part, the learning. You look down, not defeated, but just learning. Okay, that didn't work. Time to learn the next knot.
And that's really the whole point of the Ember Weaver. You don't run from the fire. You don't try to escape the chaos. You learn how to weave inside of it. You build your life right there, in the middle of the unraveling.
But of course, it's not that easy. Just when you start to get the hang of weaving, a second trial appears. And this one is much sneakier. It's called the hollowing.
Yeah, this one doesn't come at you like a monster. It just creeps in. It shows up as an absence, a total lack of feeling. It's that sense that all the color has just been drained from the world. And this is where the real danger lies. The dragon of our time, it doesn't eat you. It doesn't consume your life. It consumes the shape of your life. It takes everything that makes you, your joy, your anger, your sadness, and it flattens it all into generic, scrollable content, to the point where even your own suffering just becomes another post. You can't even recognize your own life anymore.
The text asks us to just sit with this feeling for a second. Imagine this deep emptiness inside you. It's not sadness, not really. It's a lack of texture, a hollowing out. It's the feeling that the unique, weird, beautiful shape of your life is being ironed flat into just nothing. That feeling, that right there, is the hollowing.
Okay, so that's pretty bleak. How do you possibly fight back against all of that, the unraveling and the hollowing? Well, this is where we get practical. The Ember Weaver has tools.
The first tool is all about community, but it's a very specific kind. It's called the living loom, and the rules are super important. It's a small group, like 4 to 7 people. You meet in person. And here's the big one. No devices. Phones away. The most important rule, though, is no advice. You're not there to fix anybody. Your only job is to practice what's called radical witnessing. You're just there to truly see the messy, tangled knot of what someone is going through without trying to untie it for them. In fact, it's so strict that there's only one question you're allowed to ask when someone shares their story. Just one. And that question is, where is the Ember still alive in this? See, it's not about solving anything. It's about helping someone find that last little spark of life, that tiny bit of meaning that's still glowing inside all the mess. Okay, so that's the group tool. But what about when you're on your own? There's a personal ritual for that called the Knot of 3 Breaths. It's super simple and really physical. Here's how it goes. Step 1, you stand up, just get up and leave your phone on the table. Step 2, you take 3 very intentional breaths. The first one is for that inner ember, that spark inside you. The second is for a witness, someone who sees you, and the third is for the wider world. Step 3, you take a piece of string, something you can keep in your pocket, and you tie one simple, physical knot in it. And finally, step 4, you say these words out loud, I am still a thread.
And it's really important to get this. This isn't just mindfulness. It's not about passively observing your thoughts. The term used is forensic presence. I love that. It's like you're an investigator at a crime scene. It's an active search. You are looking for the evidence, the proof that you, a single whole person, still exists somewhere in all that noise. So all of this, the tools, the trials, it all builds toward the end goal. And the thing is, it's not a final victory. It's not happily ever after. It's a commitment. It's a vow to weave. And what you're doing, it's not just for yourself. Every little pattern you manage to create, every knot you tie, no matter how small or messy, it matters. Because, as this piece so beautifully puts it, the world is waiting for threads it can trust. And that brings us to the final, core idea. It's a complete reversal of the old story. You see, the old hero's journey was finished when they got back home. But the Ember Weaver's journey, it never ends. The hero doesn't return. The Weaver remains.
So, that's the map, that's the story. It doesn't promise an easy fix. In fact, it starts by admitting that yes, the world is unraveling. And it leaves you, with one very direct question to take away. What will you weave?